Good morning, everybody. As you can see, not in my studio, on my back porch. So sound quality, video quality, everything may not be as what you're accustomed to, but that's okay. When you got breaking news like this, sometimes you just have to go with what you got. Um, First of all, I want to say, let's go ahead and smash the like button. You're watching on Facebook, go ahead and show us some love, give us some hearts. Go over to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. We would appreciate it. Still processing last night. Probably some of you were like me, stayed up and watched the entire convention and watched the speech, former President Donald Trump. Man, wow, what a speech! I'll talk about that later on another show. But I was thinking about my people at Solid Rock Church better not ever complain about me. Going a little bit long if they sit up and watch Donald Trump all night long. I was thinking about in the Bible where Paul said, "Finally, my brethren," and he went on to write multiple more chapters. At some point, Donald Trump said, "In conclusion," and then he talked for about 25 more minutes. But I thought how interesting it is, and your mind nowadays, conspiracy. You don't you love it when people on the news? I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm the one person that's not going to be a conspiracy theorist. Are we not past that? Are we not past being afraid to say that? Because I think we're all not conspiracy theorists. We're sort of like, it's not really a conspiracy in the sense of, could this be that? Could this be that? In fact, the conspiracy, I think most of us would agree, is probably the opposite. I think most people that are awake, your minds automatically go to the conspiracy is that this is not something nefarious. We are learning that it usually is nefarious. And we are learning that when it comes to global things and when it comes to the news cycle, when everybody is talking about the same thing, our mind goes immediately to, okay, what is actually going on here? What are we being distracted from? What is actually happening? Well, think about all the things that have happened in the last 12 hours, okay? Just in the last 12 hours, right now at the time of this live recording, if you're watching on replay, it's about 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Well, 12 hours ago, being 7 p.m. yesterday, was, the convention was underway. In between the speakers, all news channels, no matter where you went, were saying the same thing. Biden is out. He's going to be out. The reports are this morning, almost everybody's reporting the same thing, that he will be gone. There's a resignation letter has already been written, and that he will be gone no later than Sunday. And then, of course, I'm going to do another show about this later this afternoon when a little bit more facts come out. But the reports are that he will not endorse Kamala Harris, and there will be an open convention and blah, blah, blah. Well, then you have Donald Trump, they tried to kill him just a few days ago, 6 days ago now, and he gets up there and gives the longest convention acceptance speech in U.S. history. It's the longest ever. There's no question about stamina there. Well, you get up this morning, and instead of the narrative being, wow, what a speech, what a night, the Republicans are unified, Biden is gone, what are the Democrats going to do? We have this. The literal largest IT hack, downtime, whatever you want to call it, in history. Okay? Global IT outages linked to Microsoft CrowdStrike. This is a company called CrowdStrike that all these companies use. I've said it. If I've said it one time, I've said it 100 times. If it's digital, it's programmable. If it's programmable, it can be killed. It can be turned off. It can be disabled. Now, I want you to think about this. Some of you have already heard this. Some of you are hearing this for the first time. A widespread IT outage linked to a software update from cybersecurity. Think about this. The whole world is affected by a company that they have entrusted their cybersecurity to, which, by the way, CrowdStrike is one of the most woke companies in the world. And Their DEI department is massive. They hire based on sexual preference, based on all the things that DEI has. And lo and behold, here we are again. Just sort of reminds me a little bit of the Secret Service. A widespread IT outage linked to a software update from cybersecurity CrowdStrike has caused significant disruptions to businesses and services worldwide using Microsoft software. This is only affecting supposedly computers that use Microsoft and not Apple, affecting banks, airports, TV stations, hotels, and many other industries. In the early hours of Friday, companies running Windows operating systems began experiencing widespread technical issues, with devices displaying the dreaded blue screen of death. I remember that from my Windows days. The problem quickly spread globally and impacting organizations in Australia, the UK, India, Germany, the Netherlands, the United States. The outage has had far-reaching consequences across various sectors. In the aviation industry, major U.S. airlines, including United, Delta, and American Airlines, listen to this, issued a global ground stop. Did you hear that? This morning, United, Delta, American Airlines, and many, many other airline companies issued a global ground stop on all flights. Media outlets were also affected. Sky News, one of the largest news organizations in the world, went offline. The healthcare sectors saw disruptions as well, with NHS England confirming that GP appointment and patient record systems were impacted. Cybersecurity officials have stated that the issues are not believed to be the result of a malicious cyber attack. Yeah, right. Instead, the problems stem from a misfigured or corrupted update pushed out to security giant CrowdStrike to its customers. The incident appears to only be affecting devices running Windows systems. The scale of the outage is significant. CrowdStrike serves more than 24,000 customers worldwide. The company provides endpoint detection and response technology, which runs on thousands of endpoints, such as computers, ATMs, and we've talked a lot about this, the Internet of Things devices. That means cars, that means refrigerators, that means whatever. I mean, if it's connected to the internet, it's considered to be a device called the Internet of Things, like this laptop, like your vacuum cleaner, whatever. If it's connected to Wi-Fi, it's called the Internet of Things. So, look, this is a screenshot of Sky News, one of the largest news organizations in the world. We apologize for the interruption to this broadcast. We hope to restore the transmission of Sky News shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. That does this not also illustrate how quickly things could be turned off, how quickly things could be changed, how quickly we could be taken off the air? Um, I'm telling y'all, the world has changed, but it has not changed at all like it's about to change. We're about to see some of the most major uh, unveiling and revealing of what really goes on in the world. You know, the Bible says there'll be a shaking until only the things which cannot be shaken remains. Now, I know that's spiritually speaking, but I want to tell you that it's also a great illustration of showing you that things that are digital can be turned off until the only things that are not digital remains. I want you to think about that. You know, a lot of companies are going back to analog. Do you realize these airlines had to write tickets? I remember Sandy and I were traveling when we went to Israel, and we got to a particular hub, and there was something like this happen, and the entire airport was shut down, and they had to hand write tickets to all of us. It was crazy seeing that, hey, we're going back to before we was even born technology, and that's all they had to do, because if it's digital and the digital goes down, then everything goes down with it. But this is an interesting site here. This was on X, and if you really want to see the impact of what I'm talking about, this is an X tweet or whatever of, you can track planes, and it's very easy to do that. You can go to certain maps and you can watch all the traffic of all the planes. I want you to look at this. This is a 12-hour time lapse of American Airlines, Delta, and United plane traffic after what is believed to be the largest IT outage in history, forcing a nationwide ground stop of at least these three airlines. Look at this. This is insane, y'all. This is insane. Look at this. The full picture is before the outage. When the ground stop came, look at this. That's how many planes were taken out of the air this morning. It went from the map completely filled with airplanes to what looks like what happened after 9/11. Y'all, that's crazy. And it's just three airlines, and it affected airlines globally. So multiple nations around the world, this is what their airline maps look like this month. Can you imagine all the people that are stranded in these airports around the world? This is crazy. 911 operators were affected. Emergency services were affected. Hospitals have been affected. Now they're saying it's just a software glitch. It's just a software glitch. Well, can we just go ahead and say, well, okay, let's accept that narrative that it's a software glitch. Well, is this not alarming that a software glitch from a company, if that's true, just a simple update? Hey, click here to update to the latest security update. Well, okay, I'll do it. Trust you, company. The world shuts down. And isn't it ironic? There goes my conspiracy mind. That this happens the morning after probably the most unified Republican convention of my lifetime. 6 days ago, a bullet pierced the ear of a man which could have taken him out. A person lost their life at a rally, just a normal American there trying to support the candidate he's going to vote for, was killed. 2 others seriously injured. Thrown into chaos, the democratically nominated and elected Democrat presidential candidate looks like going to be forcibly removed. I want you to think about that. That's what's going on behind the scenes right now. Pelosi, Obama, Schumer, all these have went to Biden and said, you're out. You cannot win, so we're done with you. Thank you for your service, but it's time to go. They are humiliating him, and they're forcing him out. And we wake up this morning, and just so happened, that's not what they're saying. We just tried to update everybody's security. There was a glitch. And this is 3 airlines within a matter of hours, a global shutdown. And this is just the map of America. It's not even showing you Canada. It's not even showing you Mexico. It's not even showing you Europe, Africa, Asia, or the world. Wow, what a distraction. Ladies and gentlemen, this world is about to go crazy. It's already crazy. You say about to go crazy. Mark my word. The summer of 24 and the fall of 24 will be a time that we will never forget. Never. I'm telling you, I started to say the history books will write about it, but the history books will probably not even tell it because they will try to hide what actually happened. Do not believe for a minute that these polls, that it's going to be a landslide victory for Donald Trump and it's over. Do not believe for a minute that this election is over. There are things going on behind the scenes right now. Yeah. This is just beginning. You ain't never seen anything like what you're about to see. And I'm thankful that I have my big picture family, and I'm thankful that God, right here in this chair, in this rocking chair, sitting on my back porch right now, 7:45 a.m. in the morning. When we built this house during the pandemic, I sit down in this chair on this back porch for the first time, drank my first cup of coffee. I know it's crazy. I was never a coffee drinker, and I'm not a big coffee drinker now, but I drank my first cup of coffee in this chair on this porch in this exact spot. I was tired. I was wore out. And I said, you know what, God, this is nice. This is peaceful. I got my first grandbaby. That just changed my life. I've given you, Lord, I've 28, 29 years of ministry in this same church, over 30 years of ministry total, 5 church buildings, gone through all that I've gone through. If you've read my book, I drank my first cup of coffee and I said, God, I think it's time for me to slow down and just do a lot less than what I've been doing. Do you know what happened that day? Right here in this chair, drinking my first cup of coffee, God just sort of laughed at me a little bit, I think, and said, no, you're about to be busier than you've ever been. You're going to start a YouTube channel. You're going to call it The Big Picture. You're going to get on there, and you're going to be one of many watchmen on the wall, and you're going to help me wake up the people in this last day. So get ready. Go in there and tell your wife. So I did. She was in the kitchen. I went in and I said, well, you ain't going to believe what God just told me. What? I'm about to be busier than I've ever been. And I am. And I still am. And you know what? I'm thankful. Thankful because that meant I met you. That meant we were able to connect. We may never see each other. Many of you I'll never see personally, face to face. And I hope I do. I've got a chance to meet a lot of you. But most of you, I'll meet when we get up there. But we meet here, don't we? This is our community, and we're going to meet here more often. Help us build the Big Picture family by sharing this channel with your friends and family, and let's stay awake because we're on a mission. We ain't woke. You hear me? We ain't woke, but we are certainly awake. Thank you for joining me this morning, and look for several updates throughout the day and this weekend because I believe it's going to be a crazy weekend. A lot of stuff's about to happen. Love you guys. Have a great day.